Imagine a 19-year-old Harvard student codes a little school project that turns out to connect millions of people across the world and making the student millionaire. This is the story of how Mark Zuckerberg became rich. And we ain't speaking about little amount of money. Mark Zuckerberg was born May 14, 1984, in White Plains, New York. Mark got his first computer at the age of 10, and he immediately started learning how to program. That's where it all began, and he quickly became obsessed with coding. Not long after, Mark even had a private tutor to help him learn programming. By the age of 11, he had already built his first major program, ZuckNet, a simple messaging system that connected his home computers and his father's dental office. When Mark was a teenager, he was often described as a programming genius. He didn't just play games, he created them. In high school, Mark developed a program called Synapse Media Player with his friend Adam D'Angelo. It was a music player that learned users' preferences, suggested new songs, and automatically created playlists. At the time, this was very unusual. After high school, Mark was accepted to Harvard in 2002. His main subjects were computer science and psychology. One of his first projects at Harvard was Course Match, a program that helped students choose their classes and see what courses other students were taking. Mark's second project at Harvard was Face Mash, a website that showed photos of two students and asked users to vote on who was more attractive. But this project quickly got him into trouble. Mark had taken the photos from Harvard's database without permission, and as the site spread across campus, it overloaded the university's network. In the end, Harvard shut Face Mash down, and Mark faced disciplinary action. But fortunately, nothing serious happened, and he was able to continue his studies. After Face Mash, Mark became more interested in how people share information and connect with each other. He knew that Harvard already had printed student directories with photos and basic information. That's when he had an idea. What if all of this was online and easy to use? He started building a new website called The Facebook. At first, it was only available to Harvard students. Its main features included personal profiles, photos, and the ability to connect with other students. In its first days, the Facebook gained hundreds of users, and soon, thousands. Within just a few weeks, it was growing rapidly and expanded to other Ivy League universities. But not everything went smoothly. 3 Harvard students, Cameron Winklevoss, Tyler Winklevoss, and Divya Narendra, accused Mark of using their idea in his own project, the Facebook. In 2003, they had asked him to help program their platform, which he agreed to. The project was called Harvard Connection, a social network for Harvard students where users could create profiles and connect with each other. The idea was very similar to Facebook. In 2004, the same year Facebook was launched, the dispute turned into a legal battle. In 2008, the case was settled without a final court decision. Facebook agreed to pay around $65 million, including $20 million in cash and $45 million in company stock. But what happened between 2004 and 2008? In the summer of 2004, Mark moved to Palo Alto, California, as the Facebook continued to grow. Soon the company dropped "the" from its name and purchased the domain facebook.com. The platform expanded rapidly, first across hundreds of universities, and began attracting its first major investors. In 2006, Facebook was no longer just for students. It opened to anyone over the age of 13 with an email address. From that point on, its growth accelerated globally. Major investors took notice. In 2007, Microsoft invested $240 million in Facebook, valuing the company at around $15 billion. By 2008, Facebook had become one of the fastest-growing platforms in the world, with over 100 million users. That same year, Forbes listed Mark Zuckerberg as the youngest self-made billionaire, with an estimated net worth of $1.5 billion. But this wasn't cash in the bank, it was paper wealth, based on the value of Facebook. As more investors poured money into the company and its user base continued to grow, its value skyrocketed. But what happened next? By 2010, Facebook had already grown to 500 million users. In 2012, the company went public on the stock market. That same year, it acquired Instagram for around $1 billion. Just 2 years later, in 2014, Facebook made 2 massive acquisitions: WhatsApp for $19 billion and Oculus VR for about $2 billion. This marked the beginning of a much bigger vision beyond social media. By 2015, Facebook had reached over 1 billion users. But things were about to take a different turn. In 2016, the platform faced heavy criticism after it was used by outside actors to spread propaganda and attempt to influence the US presidential election. Then, in 2018, a major scandal broke. It was revealed that data from millions of Facebook users had been collected without proper consent and passed to Cambridge Analytica, a British data firm that used it for targeted political advertising. As a result, Mark Zuckerberg was called to testify to the US Congress, where he faced intense questioning about privacy, data security, and how Facebook handled user information. Soon after, in 2019, Facebook was fined $5 billion by the Federal Trade Commission, one of the largest penalties ever given to a tech company. That big fine didn't stop Facebook. In 2020, the platform continued to grow globally. In 2021, the company rebranded as Meta, marking the beginning of Mark's vision to build the metaverse and connect all of his platforms into one ecosystem. 2022 was a difficult year. Ad revenue slowed down, and competition from TikTok grew rapidly. In 2023, Meta laid off around 10,000 employees in an effort to cut costs and become more efficient. That same year, the company launched Threads, a competitor to X, and began investing heavily in artificial intelligence, a focus that continues today. Today, Mark remains the CEO of Meta, while also balancing his role as a husband and father. His journey proves that persistence can change everything, because if he had given up early on, the world might have never heard his name.